name is Fumi Kolawole. And I make fresh fruit juice and salads.
Yetunde Omire, I'm a tailor.
My name is Amaka Altai. I'm a fashion designer.
Olufunmilayo Folorunsho, a teacher.
Ayola Dubere, business practitioner.
I wear many caps. The co-pastor Master Beats Church. Entrepreneur, a lover of God, educator. I'm privileged to be leading the women in this place, to be able for all of us to fulfill our destinies. I pray God will help us in Jesus' name. Amen.
We have a group of a team that is coming to talk to us about breast cancer and mammogram evaluation. So what they want to do today is just a sensitization. It's not like they're going to take us to do an examination. So can we make welcome Lilly Women Health?
Good afternoon, ladies. My name is Oluwatose Oko from Lilly Women's Health, and here is my colleague, the radiographer.
Good afternoon, ladies. My name is Ruth Agiobala, lead radiographer at Lilly Women's Health. And we're here with our team, as Dr. has currently introduced us, and we're here to give an awareness or talk on breast cancer, the symptoms, and also the screening methods available. And also, if time still permits, because I'm aware I have just a brief minute, about 10 minutes or so to give this presentation. If time permits, I will walk you through self-breast examination or breast health examination. As 15 minutes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So Lilly Women's Health is a breast care clinic where we do both screening, diagnostic, mammograms, and also ultrasound. And we also do biopsies as well. So breast cancer is one of the leading causes of death among women in the world. And it's estimated that about 1.7 million people are diagnosed with breast cancer every year. And this is removing the number of people that already have breast cancer or already going through treatment, or the number of people that actually don't present for screening that haven't been diagnosed with breast cancer. And due to this fact, it has been ranked one of the high causes of death in the world in general. And one reason, and the aim of Lilly Women's Health is to reduce the rate at which women die from breast cancer. We normally say early detection is key. If you know what to look out for, if you know what to search for when you're examining your breast, you'll be able to determine, you'll be able to know, or you'll be able to spot the symptoms of breast cancer and present to the clinic for yourself to be diagnosed. And in other words, decrease the, proportion at which your life is saved. So for this talk, I'll be using Know Your Lemons. This is a Know Your Lemon stand. We'll be talking about breast cancer using lemons to illustrate the breast. And this is kind of like the breast that is cut. This is the lemon that we cut into two. This shows your nipple, the pointed edge. So what this diagram is just an illustration of the breast. Normally, a cancerous lump is a hard, immovable lump within the breast. You can't move. So the lemon stays in this image illustrates it. So it's an immovable lump. It doesn't move. It's just there and it's hard. So this next slide talks about the signs and symptoms to look out for when you're doing your self-breast examination. And the first sign is the thickened area on the skin. So normally there's thickness. The skin becomes thickened. But if the thickened, sometimes the skin can be thickened, but sometimes it can be due to nutrition, due to breastfeeding. But normally with this thickness that are benign or that are not cancerous, they reduce, the skin becomes normal after your breastfeeding. But if you see an area of the skin that is thickened and doesn't reduce, that is permanently taken, it could be a sign of cancer. You need to see a doctor or you need to go for a breast checkup. Another sign is a dimpling in the skin. So we all know what dimples look like. We have them on our cheeks sometimes. Some people have them on their cheeks when they smile. I don't have. Yeah. So oh, that's really nice. If you can look at pastors, you can just see a very nice indentation in our cheeks. So this indentation can appear in the breast as well. But sometimes the dimpling in the breast, just let's say the skin of the breast, might be because of the clothes you wear. But if you see a dimpling in your breast, if you see a dimpling in your breast that doesn't relieve with time, or is permanent, a permanent dimpling in your breast, please, you need to check your breast. Another sign that we look out for is nipple crust. So this is almost like a peeling feel, a peeling sensation, or something like like a person nipple. It's like a peeling of the nipple. The peeling of the nipple can be normal, but it's normally associated with Paget's disease, which is a cancer. So if you're experiencing a nipple peel around your nipples, please, you need to check it out. You need to see your doctor. Another sign is red or hot sensation in the breast. Sometimes this can be hormonal, sometimes this can be due to infection, or sometimes hormonal due to infection. But if it's not any of this, you need to check it out, because it can be a sign of cancer, or it brings out milk when you're breastfeeding. And sometimes you can see discharge when the person is growing, or when there's infection. But if you see yourself, or if you see that your nipple is discharging when it's not any of this, it could be a sign of breast cancer, especially bloody discharge. Please, you need to check your breast. Another sign is skin sores. Now, skin sores happen when the cancer is already advanced. And with skin sores, you can see it's like an open wound. It's like an open wound on the breast. And with skin sores, there's always an obvious hard lump associated with it. It's an advanced form of cancer. This when the cancer is already advanced. You see it to people that cancer is already advanced. Then another sign is a bump on the skin. A bump on the skin is because of a lump that can be felt within the breast. But you will see the veins being pronounced on the breast. I know breastfeeding mothers also have, some of them have veins on their breast. But if you're not breastfeeding and you see a pronounced veins, I don't know if everyone knows what veins are, like what you see, the lines you see on your hands, right? So if you see it on your breast and it's pronounced, or let's say it's visible, please, you need to check your breast out. Another sign is a sunken nipple. That is, the nipple goes inward, it's retracted. But sometimes the nipple goes inward because of the clothes we wear. We can wear a tight bra or a tight clothing, and when we move our braziers, we see that our nipple has gone inward. But this sunken nipple is, let's say, it's permanent, because it happens because there's cancer within the breast that pulls on the adjacent structure of the breast tissue. So it pulls the nipple inside. So this is one sign of cancer. Then the breast takes a new shape or size. Sometimes the breast will fall, sometimes the breast lifts up, or it just changes shape. It's not the way it used to be before. But sometimes we know that the breast changes shape during menses, when you're menstruating. But if it's not during your menstruation, you're not breastfeeding or anything, or you suddenly realize that there's been a change in the shape of your breast, it could be a sign of cancer. Please, you need to check it out. Then another sign is an orange pale skin, also known as the poudre. For this, we've all seen an orange. If you take an orange, you look at the surface of the orange, like that is exactly how the skin of the breast looks like to someone that has cancer. It has that orange kind of skin. Then the last sign is a hard lump, an immovable lump. that can be felt within the breast. So these are the 12 signs to look out for breast cancer. Then what happens? How do we go about detecting breast cancer? So the first thing is your self-breast examination. It's very important to check your breast once every month. Pick a date within the month. It can be, if you're still menstruating, it can be, let's say, 2 to 3 days after your menses. Or if you stop menstruating, you can pick, let's say, the first date of the month. Let's say it can be January 1st. So every January 1st. Every first day of the month. So let's say January 1st, February 1st, March 1st, you do your self-breast examination. And you're doing your self-breast examination, this is what to do. You can do it after you've had your bath, because your breast is your body is wet and it's easy to glide your hands over your breast after you've had your bath. So you stand facing a mirror with your hands. It's very important as ladies we have a standing mirror. No, we can't do without a mirror. Even when we walk on the road, we look at the car and see if you're looking fine or not, if our makeup is on point and all. So it's important for this purpose as well to have a standing mirror in your house. You can even get a long one. Appreciate yourself actually. So you can get a standing mirror, stand in front of the mirror with your hands down. Turn from side to side. And also you can raise up your hands as well, check from side to side. They are looking for bumps, for any change in the breast that is unusual. Then another thing you should do is to put one hand behind your head and move in circular motions round the breast, starting from the edge of the breast, going straight round until you get to the nipple. So you do the same for the right breast. You do the same. Let's say you're examining the left breast. You put your left hand behind your head and you use the three parts of your fingertips to move in circular motions round your breast until you get to the nipple. And if you are doing the right breast, the same thing. You put your right hand behind your head and you use the parts of your left hand, circular motions round until you get to the nipple. You can also lie down too, because I think the breast kind of like spreads out and it makes it easier for us to move in circular motion when we are lying down. You can lie down as well and do your self-breast examination. So in detecting breast cancer, you do your self-breast examination. If you notice anything before the age of 40, it's important to report to your doctor. If you notice any of these symptoms before the age of 40, you report to your doctor, who might actually refer you for a mammogram. The mammogram or an ultrasound, as the case may be, the mammogram might come back to be okay. And if that is the case, you can start your mammogram, your annual screening mammogram. It's advisable to do it annually. Some people do it every 2 years, but it's advisable to do it annually. So you can start your annual screening mammogram at the age of 40. You can also do a mammogram if you don't have any of the symptoms at the age of 35. So this acts like a baseline mammogram for you. So you can do the mammogram at the age of 35, then start your annual screening mammogram at the age of 40. So after your mammogram, the results may come out and you say, okay, it's negative or viral small, and in that case we'll say, okay, bye-bye, see you next year. That's if you're 40 years old, see you next year for your next mammogram. But if you're not 40, sorry, so let me take it again. So the result might come back and it might be negative. That means there's no sign of cancer in the breast, and we say bye-bye, see you next year for your annual screening mammogram. But if something is detected in the breast, sometimes you will see some people that have done the mammogram before, you might see something like a viral zero. Additional imaging is advised. And people will say, after all, the mammogram was supposed to detect everything. The additional imaging might be to see better. One of the reasons for the additional imaging is to examine what has been seen on the mammogram or on an ultrasound. So the ultrasound is another equipment that we use for additional imaging of the breast. So let's say for instance somebody does a mammogram, there's a lump in the breast, we notice a lump in the breast, and then she's being referred for an ultrasound. So the ultrasound they tell us more about the lump, if it's a fluid-like, which is a cyst, or if it's a solid mass. So based on the shape of what is being seen on the mammogram, on the ultrasound, we can say, okay, your breast is okay. See you next year for your annual screening mammogram. Or if we still have concerns concerning what is being seen on the ultrasound, we'll follow it up with a biopsy. So a biopsy is just taking a sample from that particular region within the breast and sending it to lab to be viewed under microscope to tell us more about the cells you're seeing, if it's cancerous or not. So the biopsy can come back as positive, and that's where the lady starts treatment for cancer, or it can come back as being negative, and then she just continues with her annual screening mammogram. Yeah, so another equipment that is used for imaging is an MRI. But the reason MRI is normally advised that people with breast implants, people with breast implants, then people with what do I call it now? People with their, let's say their moms, or with history of cancer in the family, they are the ones that we normally recommend for MRI to view the breast. But the thing with MRI is that MRI is really expensive. So we use more of ultrasound anyway. So this is the end of the lecture. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please.
One or two questions, please. Any questions? After you.
So what happens when they carry out the mammogram and they're asking for further tests?
1 second. Okay, please go ahead.
If you go for a mammogram and they're asking for further tests, what's the specific test that they carry out? And then secondly, what are the chances of a recurrence if someone has had lumps removed? What are the chances of them recurring, and for how long can you wait before you're like, it can't happen again?
Okay, so if you've had lumps, I will answer this in two parts. That's your last question. If you've had lumps removed before, there are some people that have done excisional biopsies and removed fibroadenomas before. For those women, their breast they have lumpy breast, so their breast is prone to producing lumps. So what we do is that we actually take a biopsy of that lump and send it to the lab to see if the cells are capable of turning cancerous in future. Because for my clinic, what we practice, we don't go on cutting, because for people that have fibroadenomas, there's a probability that the fibroadenoma will come back. So when do you stop cutting the breast? Then for people that have had cancer, there's always a high probability that the cancer will return. They are high-risk patients, actually.
So if the surgery show no evidence of malignancy, as in the biopsy result shows no evidence of malignancy, and there has been more than one surgery, when will that stop? Now that you're saying that they have lumps.
I think it's the nature of their breast. It's the nature of their breast. You cannot really tell when exactly to stop. So it's normally advised that they do their regular checkups. They follow up with their checkups as much as possible to catch any abnormality. Then your second question was on. Yes.
The first was when did it, and for how long? If there has been an occurrence before, for how long can you wait for you to say, it's moved before again? If the last surgery was 10 years ago. Is there any chance that they can?
So I will take it that yes, there's a chance that it might because of the nature of your breast. Yeah. You asked another question concerning additional imaging.
Yes, that was it called.
Most of the time we follow up with ultrasound because ultrasound is cheaper. Ultrasound is like 10,000 or less, but MRI is very, very expensive, about 80,000 naira. So we follow up with ultrasound since it can still do the job as well. Yeah.
Two more questions.
My next question, you just mentioned that sometimes when you have pills on your nipple, I don't know but for me at times, I notice that my nipple is dry, then I get cotton wool and olive oil to clean it up, and I see some pills on it. Does that mean anything?
Like I said, crust on the nipple might be normal. It might be normal. So there are cases that it's not normal. That's called the Paget's disease. But the most important thing is if you're doing your annual, I believe you have to be for a mammogram. So if you've done your mammogram and the mammogram comes out normal, it's fine. Yes. So I should go for it. Exactly.
One question. Please, I have a question. It's in two phases now.
Okay.
The first phase, please, can you just tell me? She doesn't like camera. I don't like camera. The first phase is, the breast has a lot of lumps.
Yes.
So is it all the lumps that breast that's cancerous first? Because if you have this kind of, maybe you've seen somebody died of cancer or something, and you kind of have this kind of fear, as you imagine things that all fat you see in the breast is cancerous. So you keep going to the hospital. Like I've made it a point of a joke, like in my place of work, if you've got a certain age, they'll tell you to go for mammogram once every year. You do it with swab test or something like that. So I want to first of all, my first question is, the lumps on the breast, is it everything that are there that is cancerous? So how will we be able to differentiate? Because most times the lumps on the breast, if you do this self-examination most times, some moves, especially when you're in your period or something, or during that stage of your period. Some moves, you understand? And even after your period, some still move. So how are you able to differentiate the cancerous ones from the ones that are not cancerous? Because if not, you end up going to the hospital all the time, discovering more lumps, you keep on going, you continue to be able to differentiate.
So, thank you for the question. So, like I said, not all lumps in the breast are cancerous. Yes. So some lumps can be cystic, that is, they are filled with fluid, and some lumps are solid, like fibroadenoma. So people who have lumpy breasts, we say they have lumpy breasts, their breast just produces lumps over and over again. It might be just the fluid basis, it might be cysts. We call those fluid like lump cysts. Their breast might be the type that produces cysts regularly. Their breast might be the type that produces fibroadenoma, which is more solid but is benign. So what we do is that the first thing is to get the breast checked out. Normally, the way we differentiate between cancerous lumps and non-cancerous lumps on imaging, we look at the shape of the lump, and we look at the borders aligning it as well, and we look at how it appears on imaging. So you can go for imaging and it will come back that this is just fluid, like you are just prone. The lumps that is in the breast are benign. We call them benign lumps. They are not cancerous at all.
So my own idea was those that have a bigger bust seem to are prone to cancer than those that have smaller bust. But later I got to discover that those that even with the smaller bust have more lumpier
yes.
So that's what I'm trying to place it. You can't stand at most times you stand at the mirror and you try to do your self-examination, When you're doing it, you just feel something, So you assume, this is one lump running, Let me go to the doctor.
Most cancerous lumps actually are immobile. They are fixed. They are immobile.
Immobile, okay, they are fixed. The cancerous ones.
Yes. But the thing is, do your self-breast examination. Don't take it for granted. Yeah. But if in between you feel something, you can report to your doctor. To to do a self-breast examination. So let's say in the meantime, we can do an ultrasound which doesn't contain radiation. In the meantime, if it's not yet up to a year for your annual mammogram.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
I said my question will question the factors, so let me not ask it now. But what I will say is that probably Dr. Vivian, this Friday we can have them again on the platform when they share more with us, and then we can have some of us internally to talk to us about prevention. Nutritionists amongst us, what can we do? Because most times doctors don't really tell us that. Because their own is to tell us to come and do mammogram. But then what are the things, nutritionally that can